talk a little bit about success. Our society perpetuates a belief that success, to achieve success, you have to overcome a ton of hurdles. Like, you might need to not only acquire high levels of skill or knowledge, but you might need to find large amounts of time or money. You might need to handle personal responsibilities in a way that allows you to still do your work. You might, need to connect with the right people or deal with whatever life throws your way, right? And while some of that's true, there's really only one obstacle that's in the way of your success in any life arena. Do you know what it is? It's you. It's you. And I've said this before. You are the only obstacle that you need to overcome to succeed at anything you want in life. Anything you want in life. Now, I don't mean that you're physically standing in your way, blocking your ability to move towards your goals. No, but you are the obstacle on your path. And it's your habitual behaviors and mindsets that are these internal hurdles that you need to jump. And they include the ways in which you react to situations, the ways in which you interpret events, the beliefs you have about circumstances and people. Ultimately, you have to get out of your own way if you want to succeed. And to do that, you have to change your habitual behaviors and mindsets. So, personal growth makes that so much easier. If you ask someone super successful how they got successful, they will tell you that they worked hard and they acquired skills and knowledge and they were diligent and committed and tenacious in the pursuit of their goals, all those things. But most are also going to tell you that they worked on themselves. So they didn't just do the hard work in their field, they did the hard work on themselves through personal growth or personal development. You know that I'm a high performance coach, a certified high performance coach. And what we know is that high performers know that their own behavioral and mental tendencies slow their ability to achieve success. And so it's only when they take time for personal growth, personal change, that they alter those tendencies and succeed professionally or personally. And so that's why they invest in masterminds and programs like my Inspired Creator Community and courses, and they read books and then they apply what they learn from those books. And those are the kind of efforts that actually help them change their identity, their behavior, their mindset. And as a result, they achieve success in the areas where they're trying to succeed. So let's talk about habitual behaviors for a minute. Most of these tend to be, we're going to stick to the unhelpful habitual behaviors. Like you have habitual behaviors like brushing your teeth and drinking your coffee in the morning or whatever. But unhelpful habitual behaviors can take a lot of different forms and they impact your ability to succeed. So, you might react with anger every time someone cuts you off in traffic or comes late to a meeting. And that's going to impact, that's going to create the result of being angry and stressed. And it's also going to, potentially impact your relationship with your colleagues who show up late, that kind of thing, right? You might hit the snooze button every morning when the alarm rings rather than getting up. And you would like to have a morning routine and that would set you up for success every day, but you don't do it. Or instead of studying, or practicing a new skill or whatever it is that you need to succeed, you are scrolling social media. These kind of habits don't help you succeed. Not only that, they tend to be reactive. They're reactions rather than responses. Reactions are habitual or unconscious ways of behaving in certain situations. So, often what happens is something triggers you. So that jerk cuts you off in traffic, or the sound of the alarm triggers you, and you react in the same ways as usual. You get angry at the driver, you roll over and put your head under the covers, and think, I don't want to get up. Right? Those are reactions. Now, responses are intentional and conscious. So, for example, you decide how to behave when someone cuts you off or shows up late. Like taking a deep breath and feeling grateful in the car situation that you didn't get in an accident, right? Or you choose to get out of bed when the alarm goes off. So you have time for that morning routine, which is going to set you up for success. Now, reactions tend to reap negative results. There's a bug flying around me. Reactions tend to reap negative results. They don't help you move forward towards success. And sometimes they even send you a few steps backward. Responses, on the other hand, have a higher probability of positive results because you're choosing them intentionally in order to achieve a goal, right? And so they're going to help you get from point A to point B successfully. All right, let's talk about habitual mindsets. Unhelpful habitual mindsets are created by unsupportive thoughts you think repeatedly. And if you think a thought repeatedly, it becomes a belief, and all your beliefs in turn influence your mindset. Many of your repetitive thoughts stem from early programming or life experience. So maybe somebody influential, like a parent, a teacher, or a coach, told you something and you choose to believe it, or you chose to believe it. And so they programmed you in that way. Or you had an experience, like maybe, your intimate partner cheated on you, and you interpreted that event to mean something specific, like people can't be trusted, or relationships aren't worth the pain, or, men are no good, or women wander, whatever, right? So these thoughts become then your beliefs and then your mindset, the channel, if you will, to which your mind is tuned into, dialed into. And then your mindset becomes the lens through which you see the world, including the experiences you have and the people you meet and all of that. So let's say you have $1 million in the bank, but most of your life you believed you didn't have enough money, that you were in lack. So now when you look at your bank account, it's your mindset is set to lack. And so you see that total there of $1 million, but you still think I don't have enough money. Your mindset clouds your vision and doesn't allow you to acknowledge those $1 million, right? Or if life experiences have caused you to believe you aren't good enough, you're going to see everything through this lens. So you're not going to think you're good enough to get the promotion or to get a date with some fabulous person. You're never going to feel good enough for anything, basically. So you can see that a mindset like I'm describing might provide an obstacle to your success, right? But if you believe you always have enough money and are grateful for the money you saved, if you believe you're good enough to tackle any challenge, and you're good enough for people, any people you want to associate with or whatever, including landing the job or getting the date or whatever, you're going to see the world differently, right? So if you see yourself as good enough, the world is a place where anything you want, you're good enough to have it, right? And so that changes your results considerably because what we think about expands. So removing the obstacle to success, which is you, takes changing your habitual behaviors and your mindsets. Both are accomplished by becoming very intentional and aware of your actions and thoughts. Habits tend to be unconscious, so you have to bring them into your consciousness. And you do that by identifying the areas where you're either successful or you're challenged. So if you can identify those areas where you're successful and where you're challenged, and then you write down the thoughts and behaviors you have related to each, you're going to notice that in the areas where you succeed, you have positive thoughts and well-planned responses. In the areas that you feel challenged, you likely have negative thoughts and a lot of reactions rather than responses. So when you go through this exercise, you can apply your success strategies. Sorry for all the dogs barking. You can apply your success strategies, so the behaviors and mindsets that you know have helped you succeed in the past, to the areas in which you're feeling challenged now and where you want to succeed, or feel it's harder to succeed. You can even write, take the positive thoughts you had and turn those into affirmations and repeat them consciously. And you can definitely choose to act or respond in the ways that you have when you were successful, right? Because you can feel more confident that those are going to yield positive results for you. So it's really not that hard to get out of your own way, to stop being the obstacle to your success. It just takes 3 things. One is the willingness to take responsibility for your current behaviors and mindsets. Once you've done that, You can also be responsible for changing the ones that don't serve you, that don't help you succeed. Number two is awareness of your behaviors and mindsets, like I said, because they're usually unconscious. So when you know what you're doing that actually puts you firmly in your own way, when you're the hurdle, you can change those. And that's going to move you out of the way. And the third one is the determination to succeed. You can call this commitment also if you prefer, but the idea is here is that with any endeavor, determination and commitment are important. And to remove the obstacle to blocking your success, you have to be determined and committed to making personal changes. So that, my friends, is how you get out of your own way. That's how you stop being the one obstacle to your success. Well, I hope you found that inspiring and useful. I'm Nina Amir, the Inspiration to Creation Coach. I am a certified high performance coach and an intuitive transformational coach. I say I'm a transformational catalyst. I love to help people transform into the type of person that can do the things that help them get to where they want to go, help them create what they want to create. And so I do that in a very holistic way using both personal and spiritual growth. So if that's of interest to you, then you can click above on the link for the Inspired Creator Community and join. I believe we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and when we get off track, when we're out of alignment with who we really are, we're out of alignment with our soul, the spiritual side, then we struggle in the human side, right? And so we have to address all parts, right? And that's how we feed our soul, and that's how we live a life that feeds our soul. That's how we reach our potential and fulfill our purpose. And so if that's of interest to you, like I said, join the Inspired Creator Community, where I offer both high performance coaching and inspired results coaching, or transformational coaching and transformational spiritual trainings. And it's just me doing it. You're not going to have another coach. It's me. And I would be honored to work with you in this group setting. So that is it for today. I hope, again, that you found this useful and that it will help you go out there and achieve more inspired results.